Hello, I'm Todd Gooding, Southern Michigan Football Coordinator of Football Officials. Welcome to the KOA training tape number 4. And we're going to focus on game action from week 4. Still early in the year. We've got a few things to button up, but overall another strong performance. Let's keep the momentum rolling as we head to the halfway point of the 2022 season. Let's get into some of our plays. First one is basically a play to look at to discuss in your pre-games and with your crew and how we're covering it and how difficult it is to cover the kicking game with 5 officials. Not to make light of any officials on the video, it's to help us all get better, as we all learn best when we learn from one another. Several things to look at on this kickoff. We have a tough play here. Whether he has his knee on the ground or not, I think the umpire is going to have the best look at this. We want our line of scrimmages starting on the pylon or deepest, or with our deepest returner, so they're going to have a tough time seeing if there's a knee down or not. Video would support that the ruling on the field is good. But in the middle of your screen, you're going to see a possible hold, suspect hold here, takedown, and then we're going to go to the next area here. We're going to go a little bit slower. There's a little bit of restriction, but we're not going to award anybody that quits competing on this type of play. His hands are up as soon as he's engaged, basically giving up himself up. Is there some restriction? Yes. We got to continue to play through that. So a couple things to look at. And then we're going to focus on about the 38-yard line. This would be consider our second wave. This would be our line of scrimmage official, focus on 50 on the 35. Clearly a blindside block, unnecessary roughness. Those are the plays we're trying to get out of the game. And then I guess at the top of the screen at about the 30, there's another block. So really it's a jambalaya of plays that you could have gotten on this play, but the whole purpose of this play is to show how difficult these plays are to cover, and we need to discuss with our crew how what piece of the pie we are covering from our respective position. So again, just one really tough play to look at. Several people committing fouls on this play, and just a play to look at to see how we can handle these better. Kickoffs. We're going to look at a couple more kickoffs. This particular play is an onside kick. And we get a flag for a KOF. That's kicking offside. And we're offsides up at the top part of the screen. This is well done by the back judge. We're going to call these very stringent when we have a onside kick and how we rule on offsides. It creates an advantage. It's a plane of glass, and anything that breaks it's offside. This is well done by the back judge. Shuts it down. Get a marker down. On the contrary, same teams, ironically, same game. Same player. We got an offsides again on a kick that is deep. By philosophy, we're going to give you till your foot's down crossing the line before we're going to call an offside. So on this one, we'd want to pass on it. This is a foul that we can pass on. The kick is deep and it creates no advantage. And it's to the opposite side of the field. So again, not much of an advantage here. This is one we want to pass on. There's the difference in the two when ruling on offsides on kickoffs. Again, false start play. We're going to keep showing these till We get them all right. Too abrupt, we call offsides on the defense. Again, this action's too abrupt. This is a foul on the offense, causing the defense to react, simulating the snap. Basically, it's cheating. We don't see these on Sundays. We don't see them on Saturdays. And we need to eliminate them from Fridays. This one we put on the defense, and we want to put this on the offense. Well done here by the back judge. Another play to discuss as a crew, how we're covering these, who's counting. We bring in a holder. And at the top of the screen, we have 3 players. This is an illegal formation. Maybe the umpire can help with these, maybe line of scrimmage, but we all should be heightened awareness. It's a good get by the back judge. The only problem here is we let it go just a hair too long, and we want to shut this down immediately. We want to shut this down now. Legal formation, have to have 4 at least on each side of the kicker. End zone view. And one more note as we're looking at this, you see the play clock rolling down. We're in agreement. We'd rather not have a delay a game on a kickoff, but let's pump this. Need the referee. Got a clock looking right at it. It'd be a good idea to reset this clock at an opportune time before it runs to 0. As you see, we let it go down to 0 for a couple seconds. Allow the kick. I'm fine with passing on the delay a game, but let's reset the play clock. Good job here done by the back judge on this. We're going to look at a few more formations. Headline, this would be first half, line judge, clearly well-marked field, more than 4 in a backfield. We got a foul. We should have recognition from our headlines as well. We should have 2 fouls on this play. And unless we're missing it early in the got 2 here. We want to punch off from our line judge. This will help the headlinesman on the near side know that he has the farthest guy off. That would give us 5 off. On a well-marked field, maybe you should recognize this possibly anyways, but line judge, chain side, down box here. We want to punch this guy off. We want to get 2 markers down, and we want to shut this down. Finish the play, shut it down. Legal formation. Let's get 2 fouls from our line of scrimmage, guys. Another formation here. Okay, this is one we want to stay off. This is too technical. We want to do everything we can to make this formation legal. There's nothing about this particular formation that is a foul. Let's help them get lined up. We got 4 in the backfield. We have a legal formation. We get a marker down on this. This is one we definitely don't want to have a foul on. It's too technical. In fact, it's actually an illegal formation. We want to bump that top guy in the slot there, maybe bump him back if we can get his attention, but definitely don't want to foul this. Another formation. Once again, best place to call these is between the 40s. Coach turns on the film. He can see it. We want to give them a warning early, talk to their coach. If possible, unless it's egregious, we'll foul it right away. In this case, we let the coach know. And once we can't work with it, then we foul it. Midfield, not breaking the hip of the center. Legal formation. Big play. Comes back. Another formation. Get the 11th player running on. A little bit combobulated here. As you can see, we're going to help him get legal if possible. But as he comes out, trying to beat the play clock, he never acknowledges head linesman. Again, we'll help him get legal if possible, clearly off. Got 4 here, slot 3, H back, wing back, and then more than 4 in the backfield. Punt play, big play again, turnover, fumble. White's going to retain possession. They're going to decline the foul. Biggest thing is getting these formations legal. Again, another formation play, well marked. This is one we want to get a foul on. Clearly the right tackle's not breaking the center's hip. And then we have a you make the call coming out here in the flat. This is a tough play. And we have some contact. On this particular play, I think we'd support a UNR late hit. As you look, ball's down. It's the defender's responsibility to avoid this contact this point, and he's going to make 3 or 4 steps. Nothing violent, but I think we have contact, and this is one we'd support a UNR late hit on. Again, we'd have a formation on this as well. We're going to look at a couple roughing the passers. Get a foul on this one. This is one I think all things being equal, this is one we want to pass on. He's about 1.5 steps out, and you can see as he pulls off, he kind of pulls off on this. Nothing violent, no hit to the head on this. Maybe our positioning, if we're a referee and we're wider on this, maybe we have a different perspective on the play. Sometimes game management comes into play. This particular game, the score was a little bit off kiltered, but this is one, all things being even, we want to pass on this roughing. Another roughing play here. We'd like to see the referee a little bit more parallel. It's being technical, but I'd like to see his positioning of his feet different, and I definitely would like to see the whistle out of his mouth. More than any year I can remember, we're having so many inadvertent whistles. That's been part of the bulletins, and we got to learn to officiate plays with the whistle out of our mouth. That's just the bottom line. Umpire should start with the whistle in his mouth and drop it. He didn't, and we should not have line of scrimmage or referee in this case starting the play with the whistle in their mouth. It's just a bad habit that we need to break. You're just playing with fire, and some of it's resulting, not on this particular play, but on several plays through 4 weeks this season. We've had numerous inadvertent whistles, and it's causing problems on the field. So something to work at. But we do have a roughing. We have a correct call. We got 2 hands of the face. It's a good foul. Quarterback's in a passing posture. We go high, get a couple hands up in the face. Good call here by our referee. Don't see too many, and this is on the lower end, but we have a chop block believe it's our center and our right guard. Watch the center immediately goes down to the right. Then we have a bend over from the right guard. Umpire all over it. Good cleanup here on the sideline. Again, look at our right guard and our center. A little tough, post is in the way. The center goes low. We got to bend over. Nice job by the umpire to pick this up. We don't see too many of these, especially with the end zone camera. Really makes it nice. And for all the schools that are starting to get the tactical camera, that's really helping out. Hopefully more of you continue to do that. That's really beneficial to all of us. Play 12, we have an IDP here. Our linemen are downfield. This is a design play, but we're going to catch this just behind the line of scrimmage. And sometimes when we talk about line of scrimmage officials, I'm not a big flow person. I'd say 3 yards max to help you with these IDPs. So this is a nice step or two in the right direction. This will help us rule on IDPs, line of scrimmage, and the line that would give you an ineligible downfield should be part of a line of scrimmage, just mental checklist. This is well done by the crew to deem this legal. Look at another one here. 1st and 10, snaps at the 32. Another play probably designed to be caught behind the line of scrimmage. We got a lineman at downfield, but regardless, this passes across the line of scrimmage, a little bit blurry on the slowdown. But this is a strict line as a line of scrimmage. So clearly this passes forward. Receiver probably got a little bit too far. We have a correct call for IDP, an eligible downfield player. We're going to look at some blind side blocks. This is a play where you got to see the whole play. If you don't see the whole play, you're going to probably rule on this incorrectly. So looking at it live, fast speed here, clearly looks like a blind side block. If we slow it down, this is why it's important as a line of scrimmage official to let this play go by you and trail this 5 to 7 yards. And in this case, we might even be a little bit too close. But this is correctly ruled. As you can see, it's from a side, it's a side block. And as you can see, the hands extend, it's with open hands. So tight play along the sideline. Definitely a play that if we see the whole play and we put ourselves in the right position, it's going to help us rule on these, and it's going to increase our play calling percentage when ruling on these. So get wide, trade distance for angle, tight play. Camera doesn't help here. No place more important probably to discuss the importance of getting these blindside blocks than the 8-man game. We have an 8-man play, 8-man game here play. There's a reason these schools are playing 8-man. It's because of the low numbers of players going out for football, and never is it more further evident than where we need to get these. Again, change of direction play, we got a big hit. Again, when do we have the blind side blocks? Usually on change of possession, sudden change plays. We continue to see a lot of these. We're not seeing as many targetings through 4 weeks and then the 2022 season, but we continue to see blindside blocks until we get them all. They're going to keep happening. So this, we'll focus right here on this guy, and then he's going to lock in on this guy. No open hands, blindside block foul. Well done by the crew to get it. Player health and safety starts with the officials. Never should we start a play with a line of scrimmage official on the field this far. This is on the crew. This is on the referee and the umpire. Line of scrimmage, if you have to shut this down to get into a position to officiate this play, then we need to do that. Again, just lose our focus. Sometimes we get in a hurry. Whatever the reasoning is, we just need to be in a position to officiate the play. We're going to focus on 10. Not in a great position to officiate it. Then we have some action here. We put the foul just on black 10. This is probably a play where we can either probably be suitable just to give them both a warning. Probably both just as guilty. Maybe put both players on notice. Really nothing major. But probably a play that warrants both players being warned or fouled. And I'd say usually we'd want to put the foul on one player in situations, but this may not be one of them. Just a play we talk about, crossfield mechanics. These are those pass catch hits we talk about. We'd like in this particular chain side to get a good look at this. We're going to give them what they earn, nothing more. And this is one where we'd like to see the head linesman get a visual on this, go up the white, come across, and get the forward progress spot. A little bit tough for the line judge in this case to see this, but in this particular play, we miss it by 2 yards. And I'm sure from a coaching perspective, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 is a little bit different than 3rd and 5. So it definitely factors into their play calling. It's technical, it's little things, but just something that we can all learn from. Rivalry game, end of the half, 7 seconds left. Driving for his field goal range. Maybe a touch, one more look at it. And this is one, we need to get some kind of ruling out of our line judge. This is one we'd support. This would be called a UNR. We put it in the second act category. Unnecessary roughness for it's a suplex. But from our line of scrimmage, we either need to rule forward progress or kill the clock. We need to know clock status, but we need some kind of mechanic out of our line of scrimmage official here. Rivalry game. This is one we want to put the UNR on right there. It's going to give White at 15 yards, and it's going to give him a shot at a field goal. It'll be a 38-yarder, worst case scenario. Again, rivalry game, good spot to manage the game properly. This is just a very difficult play to officiate. There's no play that on here that warrants 7 officials more than that. But obviously, as you all know, we're lucky to get 5 most Friday nights at this point. Just go through our keys. Line judge is near side here. Back judge is we got an even balance formation. Back judge initial responsibilities are to the press box side. Headlines, they're going to have 2 wide receivers and they're going to have the right tackle. Suspect hold by the right tackle. Pass. Basically, this is just a play to show how difficult these plays are to officiate with 5. So this is where we could probably get a defensive hold on this slot guy. Right there. Outside matchup. So we're going to start this at line of scrimmage. We just got to know our keys. You got press coverage up top. You have a responsibility of your right tackle. You're going to buy a little time with your slot because you're a little bit off coverage. But in this one bites us. We'd like to see back judge shift from press box side on this to help out with this hold. Because right now our headline's is almost straight lined. He has that outside matchup, and he's going to have a tough time seeing this hold. So the only one that's going to be able to help us is probably the back judge as he sees the quarterback shift his eyes over to the chain side of the field. Umpire's locked in on his inside center guard matchup, which is great. And just an example of a very difficult play. Now here at the bottom, middle, around the 20, we have some feet entanglement. Clearly not a foul there. We're not going to foul feet entanglement, but of all this, we could maybe get a defensive hold on a play, and it's just tough. These are just very, very difficult to cover with 5 officials. Just another play to discuss as a crew. We have a DPI play here. We have a cut. We rule a cutoff by 23 black, change of possession, big hit at about the 40, blindside block. This is a foul we want to pass on. As we see 3 going across the middle, clearly he doesn't even know where the pass is going. We have some incidental contact here of 2 players that don't know where the ball is. This is one where I'd pass on. We have a pick, change of possession. Then you see who's gaining ground. We'll have a big hit, blindside block right there as we get 78 in the back. So we do a good job of getting the blindside block. I think this is one we want to pass on for DPI. We're going to focus on the near side here. Possible DPI play. Bang, bang. This is one we want to stay off. Good ruling by the line judge. Again, if we have to freeze and look at something frame by frame, we don't get that luxury on Friday nights. Bang, bang. Good no call. Play forward. 2 more. We got a great job by we got an offensive tackle on the right tackle there. We got a hold. This is well done. Grab and pull down. Good flag by our referee. Again, turnover, change of possession. Focus on the circle. Big blind side block. That's when they happen. Good job by the head linesman to get that. 2 correctly ruled fouls. This is well done by the crew. Pull down. Pick. Change of possession. Who's out of phase? Boom. Good job. Last one. Offensive hold here on the left side. 88. The problem so much, this is one we miss, but mechanically, we're going to help ourselves. This is the one where line judge, first half. We want to step in the backfield, get behind this play. We certainly don't want to be in front of this play. We get a couple steps back. And then we can we'll get a better look at this hold. We definitely don't want to work in front of this play. The only time we're going to work in front of plays are probably on the 15 and in, just because our back judge is on the end line. One we miss, but mechanically, if we are in the proper position, we're going to help. Then safety, we're almost in the bad situation there. And that'll do it. As we head into week 5, let's focus on quality fouls, make it be their fouls. Hopefully the video has been helpful and can spark some conversations in your pregame to help us get ready. Concentrate for 48 minutes and extra periods if necessary. And don't forget to take a moment as you walk on the field to soak it all in. Enjoy the journey. But when we blow that whistle, let's be ready to go to work. Thanks for tuning in. Travel safely and have a great game.